つのうちに会いに行っちゃえ予定上は邪魔者はいないドキドキのリチフィドの中で聞こえてきた恋の予感ときめきへと染まってゆく金色ストーリー始めよう矛盾だらけの深くてちょうどいいかも恋のフットフェなんて人だってバレちゃってしょうがない最高にハッピーな出会いだって決めちゃったならグッできないね最大のボリュームで愛にフェイクの前をつけてあげようそうだって好き疑いな衝動もラッキーパンチみたいなロマンスの風にときめいちゃってもう止まらないもう止まらない金色ラブリッチェ
Hello everyone, it's me again, and today we're going to start the fourth route of Kinkoi Loveriche, which is Akane's route. Let's start. And here she is. Kuryu Akane.
私へ自分の気持ちに正直になれましたか
Is she writing a letter to herself?
勇気を出せましたかもし迷っているなら思い出して後悔の苦しさ悲しさ私は知っているよね陸上と同じで私ならきっと頑張れるはずです私の大好きなあの人に
Oh, who's that?
勇気を出して大切なことを伝えよう
A month had already passed since I enrolled at Noble Academy.
先輩今朝もお疲れ様でした
Yeah, good work. Akane-chan had once again roped me into doing radio calisthenics again today. And it had become routine to talk to her like this after we were done.
どうですか朝日を浴びながら体を動かすの気持ちいいですよね
Yeah, it's not bad at all. The early morning air was a little chilly. Although I was huddled up at the start, I warmed up in no time once I started moving. If it were in the middle of winter, I'm sure I would have stayed in bed no matter how many times you'd probably try to tear me out of it.
そうでしょうか冬こそ体をほぐすために朝から運動するものじゃないですか
You're not wrong, but still. By the way, what about summer?
適度な運動は夏バテしにくくなりますちなみに秋も風邪をひきづらくなりますね
She was gung-ho year round, wasn't she?
継続は力なりですよ先輩
I do get that, I guess.
というわけでぜひこれからも毎日一緒に頑張りましょう
Every day? Skipping looked to be out of the question as long as Mina-chan was keeping an eye on me. I bet she'd say, "It is appalling to give up on something midway."
はい続けることが大切です
Another reason skipping looked impossible was Akane-chan's enthusiasm. She was even more enthusiastic now than before our survival experience during the power outage. You know, though, radio calisthenics really take me back. I think I last did them when I moved up into middle school.
先輩、そんなに運動してなかったんですか？
It wasn't like I never exercised. Aren't radio calisthenics something you only do during sports meets or like what elementary schoolers do during summer break? It was like the various stamp rallies you would find in the park or at an elementary school first thing in the morning, and you could trade those stamps for stationery. They're not embarrassing or anything now that I'm older, but I mostly stick to light stretches or otherwise when I do get around to exercising.
言われてみれば、そうですね。今やってるのだって、たまたまみんながここに集まってるからですし。
It is an easy environment to gather together in.
ほら、中学生になると学区が広がるじゃないですか。仲の良かった友達と離れちゃったりしたら、やらなくなるのも当然かもですね。
Yeah. Radio calisthenics seemed like the sort of exercise you didn't do alone. Maybe it was because it was often treated like a group activity when you're younger.
この前、妹がいる友達に聞いたんですけど、最近は夏休みのラジオ体操もやらないところが増えてきてるらしいですよ。
Huh, really? That was unexpected. Although everyone seemingly woke up at the crack of dawn when I was in elementary school to try and earn the perfect attendance award.
保護者の負担だとか、近所の方から騒音の苦情とかで厳しくなってきているみたいですね。
Ah, you do see news like that these days, don't you? There were even sports clubs that had prohibited talking out of consideration for the neighborhood.
サッカーや野球で声を出すななんて言われたらたまったもんじゃないですよ。
Yeah, I bet they wouldn't be viable that way. Not even pros could manage to play by relying solely on eye contact, even if you taught them to.
自由にのびのびできるのがスポーツのいいところなのに、それを押さえつけてどうするつもりなんでしょうね。
True enough. What good does stifling everyone do, huh? I did have my share of thoughts on that subject, but I shoved them deep down in my heart so they wouldn't show on the surface.
そういう点で言えば、このノーブル学園は好条件なんですよ。
Really?
はい。周りには学園の生徒しか住んでませんから、社会の目はあまり気にする必要がありません。それに、みんながやるから参加するって子も多いんです。ダイエットにちょうどいいみたいですね。
That makes sense. Someone had laid the groundwork and it became what it was today. Essentially, they had started doing radio calisthenics in the morning at some point, and they kept doing them to this day since nobody would ever stop them. This much I could imagine. I bet it started off with 2 or 3 people, but then more and more students took part as time went on. That was the impression I got from watching the boarders who had jumped right in. What's up?
いえ、なんでもありません。いろいろとおしゃべりしましたけど、私、ラジオ体操には結構感謝してるんですよ。
Thankful?
はい、感謝です。
Because you love exercise?
それもあるんですけど、一緒に体操することでいろんな人と仲良くなれたのがとっても嬉しいんです。
Good friends, huh? Yeah, that is something to be happy about.
はい。
Seeing such a genuine smile nearly made my own lips curl upward as well.
それでですね。私、先輩とも仲良くなりたいです。ぜひ、これからもよろしくお願いします。
What do you mean by... I asked after hearing that specific comment.
そう、仲 仲のいい人と一緒にいると楽しいじゃないですか。せっかくの学園生活なんですから、精一杯楽しまないと損ですよ。先輩は今こうしてるの楽しくないですか？
No, it is fun. Reina and Ria aside, it was because of Akane-chan that I was able to have casual conversations with the other dorm residents. Thanks for inviting me. The invigorating feeling I got from exercising first thing in the morning may have been a big part of it too. And, for whatever reason, it left me with the sense that today would be a great day.
どういたしましてです。
Well then, shouldn't we start heading back? We need to get ready for class.
もうそんな時間ですか。
Well, we've been talking for a while.
そうですよね。朝ごはんも食べなきゃ。
It was nearly 7 o'clock, around the time the boarders got together to have breakfast.
それでは先輩、失礼します。
Yeah, see ya later. Ha! Time weight 500! Achoo! What? Is this a bug? I was a little cold since we stood around talking after working up a sweat. It was probably in my best interest to take a shower.
あら、おはよ
Yeah, morning.
う。朝から張り切ってるね。
Because of radio calisthenics?
そう、まさか続けてるとは思わなかった。
Mina-chan suggested it. Although that wasn't the only reason, there was no point in even mentioning it, so I kept my mouth shut.
あー、神にゃんか。オーロが本当の意味で安息の地を見つけるのはまだ当分先になりそうだね。
For sure. It wasn't like I hated my current situation. But it was a pain that this happened after things had finally taken a turn for the better. I envy you, Reina. You're leading a free and happy life and haven't a care in the world.
朝一から失礼かよ。私だってそれなりにちゃんと考えてるっつうに。
You do? Sorry about that.
まあさすがにパンツ一丁の写真を拡散されるほど愉快な人生は送ってないけどね。
Don't remind me. I'd love to completely wipe that one from my memory if I could.
でもさ、実際悪くはないっしょ？今まで避けられてた子たちから認められたようなもんだし。
It does make me happy that they've accepted me, but the underwear part's a problem.
やっぱそうだよね。
Did it even make rich girls happy to carry around pictures of a guy in his underwear in the first place?
にしてもさ、オーロ、最近あかねちんと仲いいじゃん？その辺どうなん？
You think so?
あ、今ちょっと挙動った。
You sharp-eyed jerk.
あかねちん人懐っこいし、結構グイグイ来るっしょ？ついつい話が弾んじゃうんだよね。
Yeah, I know what you mean.
いい後輩って言うとそうなんだけど、なんかそれだけじゃないっていうか、なんていうの？実家のような安心感？
I don't know about the parents part, but I could see the sense of security. In fact, it was because of Akane-chan's warm and welcoming nature that I was able to have such carefree conversations with her. Compared to the good friend vibes I got from Reina, Akane-chan felt entirely different.
男と女が仲良くなれば、その後はどうなるか。楽しみだよね。
Like I care about that. Whatever happens, happens.
あれ？あかねちん脈なし？
It's nothing like that. To be honest, I didn't quite know how I felt about her yet. That was accurate enough in the friendly sense. She had accepted me from the beginning and was a lovely, cheerful girl on top of it. But if you were to ask me if those feelings were romantic...
悩んでおる悩んでおる。いいね、青春だね。
Leave me alone.
相談があればいつでも乗ってあげるからね。
Damn you, you nurturing friend.
さてさて、私はそろそろ部屋に戻ろっかな。 朝ごはん食べに行かなきゃ。
I've got to get ready too.
ほらもう朝のムラムラを沈めるのはいいけど、遅刻しないようにね。
As if I'd do that first thing in the morning. What the heck did she think of me? I wasn't going to masturbate, okay?
ほらは朝ごはんどうすんの？もうみんな気にしないだろうし、一緒する？
I wouldn't mind having you around. Mind tagging along? I was still a little uneasy about the whole thing, and it was reassuring to have Helena around.
かしこまり。じゃあ30分後に喫茶店ってことで。
Got it. Half an hour was plenty of time to take a nice long shower.
ああ。
I closed the door. That was strange. Getting some morning exercise should have woken me up.
おい。
Oh yeah! I let out a hysterical yelp as Ria leaned in close. Did I walk into the wrong room or something?
いや、お前の部屋で合ってる。
Why are you hanging out in here then?
んな細かいこと気にするな。あ、これ借りてるぞ。
She whacked the cup she always used as an ashtray in the air. Well, that's fine and all. I was more concerned about something else. Wasn't there a girl in this room? A girl with silver hair?
お前また違う女を部屋に連れ込んでんの？しかも朝一から？
Hold on, it's not like that. You've got the wrong idea. First of all, if you're going to say that, then shouldn't you question the fact that you are the one that barged in here without asking?
あ？ああ、俺はいいんだよ。それより銀髪の女だったか？少なくとも俺が来た時にはいなかったけど。
I see. I was sure Mina-chan had things of her own to do. She woke me up and finished her work, so she might have gone back to her own room for now.
誰？
Hmm?
だからその銀髪。お前のこれ？
Ria said while holding up her pinky finger. It's not like that. That was such an outdated expression.
だろうな。知ってる。
You're pretty rude yourself. Would it make sense if I said she's Sylvie's little sister? She moved into the dorm yesterday.
一人で？
Alone.
ふん。
Ria must have lost interest over the course of this conversation and puffed on her cigarette. Well, if you were to ask, this fit her to a T. I had gotten quite used to this myself these past few days. So, why are you in my room today?
いや、朝っぱらから聞き慣れたうるせえ声が聞こえて目が覚めちまったんだよ。ラジオ体操始めたのか？
More or less, not that I know how long I'll keep them up.
ふん。まあいいんじゃねえの？ラジオ体操悪くないと思うけど。
Really?
もちろんお前がいいならだけど。
I was positive she'd have something snarky to say to me since she came over so early. Looks like that hadn't been the case. Alright, I was thinking of taking a shower. I'm a little sweaty.
そっか。じゃあ俺も戻るわ。
Oh, you're leaving? You can stick around if you want.
アホか。風呂上がりの男と一緒にいるつもりはねえよ。今日はさっきのが聞きたかっただけ。
You mean when you asked about the radio calisthenics?
そう。
It was rare for her to show interest in anything, as she only seemed to care about herself.
ああ、部屋帰って寝るわ。ったく、朝から起こされちまったせいで、こっちは寝不足なんだよ。
You really do sleep a lot, huh? Ria said everything on her mind, then left the room. Wash the cup you keep using as an ashtray. It was a quiet weekday morning, by all rights. This should be an ordinary everyday thing. This must have become second nature for momentary periods of serenity to feel lackluster. I should stop standing around and hop in the shower. I am beat. It was great that the borders had opened up to me, but that meant I needed to be considerate in other ways. I acted under the assumption they all hated me until now and would respond defiantly in some form or fashion. But the situation had now changed. I needed to keep a level head at all times to avoid damaging the trust I'd finally established.
Senpai!
Hey, good work earlier. I could have laid back conversations with Akane-chan, just like Reina said. It helped that she was so upbeat. She may have been my one comfort in the storm.
Senpai, これからお時間ありますか?
Yeah, I do.
これからおやつ品評会するんですよ。
A snack fair?
コンビニやスーパーの面白そうな新商品をみんなで味見するんです。
One of those get-togethers where you'd enthusiastically buy up everything in sight, all while laughing and squealing as you eat? I knew how carried away guys could get in those sorts of scenarios, but I bet women could actually give out legitimate critiques.
ですね。先輩も一緒にどうかなって思いまして。
I do. I like snacks. I don't have any extra sweets on me though.
そこは気にしなくても大丈夫です。今回ちょっと買いすぎちゃって多分余っちゃうんで、先輩も食べてくれるとありがたいです。
Really? Sure, if you don't mind.
本当ですか？やったー。私すぐにお菓子を持ってきます。ここで待っててくださいね。
And there she went. I would only be going to eat sweets empty-handed, but was it really alright? You know though, I only have cup noodles and canned food in my room. About all that left was ramune. They were drinks, but they might go over surprisingly well. Guess I'll go grab those. I popped open the fridge and grabbed a couple ramunes. I didn't know how many people would be there, but 10 or so should be enough. If that was too many, then I could just bring them back with me. I'll have to go replenish my stockpile soon. I headed back with the ramune in tow. Had Akane-chan not made it back yet? I didn't see her anywhere.
あれ？市松？ここにいるってことは、あんたもおやつ食べに来たの？
A crowd of girls made their way over. Well, it just kind of worked out this way.
ああ、Akaneちゃんに引っ張り込まれたんですね。
What are you grinning for?
別に仲良しだなって思っただけだけど。あんたらいつも一緒にいるもんね。
Huh? I didn't really think so.
朝は一緒にラジオ体操して、夜はここでよく夫婦漫才してるでしょ。
Married comedy act.
コンビ名は松ぼっくりでどう？市松と栗生だし。
Don't just lump us together like that. Was I with Akane-chan that often?
先輩！これ見てくださいよ！
What?
プロテインです。これすっごいまずいんですよ。
And what do you want me to do with it?
先輩にもこのまずさをぜひ味わってほしくて。ささ、ぐいっとどうぞ。
Nah, I wouldn't intentionally try something nasty.
この気持ちを先輩と分かち合いたいんです。私と一緒に飲みましょう。
Whoa, you're spilling. I get it, I'll drink it, so calm down.
それでは先輩、グビグビっとどうぞ。
What is this?
だからプロテインです。パッケージにはフルーツ味って書いてあるんですけど、生臭いんですよ。
Why did this happen? Who makes this stuff?
知りません。安かったので買いました。
Quit screwing around! And hey, how many did you bring? You brought it all, so you drink some too.
はい、いただきます。うえ
Hmm?
世紀の大発見ですよ。もしかしたら私ノーベル賞も夢じゃないかもしれません。
I haven't heard that phrase since elementary school. So, what's up?
ガムとチョコを一緒に食べるとガムが溶けてなくなっちゃうんですよ。
It sure does.
あれ、知ってたんですか？
I think it's a relatively famous trick.
さすが先輩、やりますね。それでは私のあふれる知性をご覧に入れましょう。
Sure.
じゃがいもってナス科の野菜なんですよ。知ってました？
No, I didn't. But more importantly, could you do something about that smug look on your face?
びっくりしてくださいよ。それから私を褒めてください。先輩。
Ah? What is it?
何でしたっけ？
How would I know?
いいじゃないですか。用がないなら作ります。先輩、遊びましょ
Sure. But to do what?
う。鬼ごっことか？
Are you an elementary school boy?
楽しいですよ。大人になってからやってみるといろいろ戦略考えて逃げたり追いかけたりできますし。
You strategize?
失礼かよ。
55 points.
あれ、結構似てると思ったのに。
Not enough discipline.
もう一回チャンスをください。
This was what it was like when I looked back on these past couple of days. We were together a lot except for when I was in my room.
何黙っちゃって照れて
Nah, it's not like that. I didn't realize it until you said something, but I guess Akane-chan and I are together pretty often.
今さら気づいたの？ドン引き。
これだから庶民は気遣いのできないオスなんて虚勢してしまえばいいんですわ。
What the heck? To the extent we spoke more often, I thought I'd gotten quite a handle on these people too. I knew she was half joking, but as a man, it was terrifying to hear her go castrate this and castrate that.
先輩、お待たせしました。
Welcome back! Wow, you brought a ton again.
きたきた今日のラインナップはどんな感じ？
見てください。ポテチに地域限定の変わり種ポッチ。それからこっちはちょっと珍しい系スナックです。
Banana flavored potato chips. These are mandarin orange? Hold on, what the heck is shortcake flavor?
面白そうだから買っちゃいました。
芋なのかケーキなのかよくわかんないんだけど。
これは市松の担当ね。頼んだわよ、名誉会員。
What's with that random title?
先輩、遠慮なくどうぞ。
The chips were opened up and served onto a pre-prepared plate. This aspect was pretty sophisticated in every little detail. I'm seriously going to eat these? Wow, it smelled kind of sweet.
何ビビってんのよ。
男らしいとこ見せなさいよ。
食べないと虚勢しますわよ。食べても虚勢しますけど。
Nice personalities you've all got there.
先輩が食べたら私も食べますから。ここは品場もろともです。
Then we could just not eat them. But I guess logic like that didn't work here. Hey, down the hatch.
おお、いった。どうなの？食レポ。
It's sweet at first, but a little salty at the end.
おお、なるほど。先輩の評価はありですか？それともなしですか？
It's surprisingly passable.
え、マジで？
Seriously, you get an instant hit of salty sweetness with a lingering aftertaste.
では、私も行きます。甘いです。でも、しょっぱい。
right?
芋の味もしっかりするのが笑えます。
Yeah, exactly. It's like sweet potato at first, then... Our fingertips touched over the plate. It was no big deal, the sort of accident that happened all the time when a large group of people was hovering around snacks.
ごめんなさい。
Nah, it's alright. However, it was a different story when I got such an exaggerated reaction. What's wrong?
いえ、なんでもありません。
She looked away and had begun to fidget in place. She would flick a glance at me before panicking and looking away again. Given this reaction, I wasn't sure what I should do.
何あんたたち、芸風変えたの？勢いで押すだけじゃないんだ。あかねさん、お顔が赤いですわ。あ、もしかして強制していないオスに触れたから病気に？なわけないでしょ。先輩、すみませんでした。
This sort of thing happens all the time. I'm not worried about it.
はい、いいね。甘酸っぱいね。思春期漫才か。新しい。不潔ですわ。虚勢もしていないオスと触れ合うなんて、想像しただけで寒気が。このゲロウの衛生面についてはご安心を。私がしっかり管理してますから大丈夫ですわ。
Mina-chan, when did you get here?
つい先ほどから。それよりここで何をしていますの？ああ、おやつ品評会じゃん。私も混ぜて混ぜて。
Mina-chan and Reina showed up out of the blue. What do you two think? Want to try them?
ショートケーキ味のチップス。冗談ですの？いや、これがまたマジなんだよ、神にゃん。こうして商品になっちゃうくらいマジなんだって。正気を疑いますわ。まあまあ、何事も経験だよ。自分で食べます。こら、おやめなさい。ほれほれ、お食べんさい。こぼれますわ。はしたないでしょ。
I was grateful to have a bit of a breather. Their arrival meant the odd mood that had formed between myself and Akane-chan had passed in the blink of an eye.
普通のお菓子もありますから、無理に食べなくてもいいんですよ。私ポッチーいただき。オーラも食べる？あなたもお食べなさい。ゲロウも食べますわよ。
Right, right.
ラムネもあるじゃん。これオーラの提供？
Yeah, they do fit the cheap sweets theme.
初めて見るものですけど、口にしても大丈夫なのでしょうか？
Do you know how to open them? You go like this.
ゲロウ、私の分も開けてよろしくてよ。じゃあ私のもよろしくね。
What am I gonna do with you? Akane-chan, want me to open yours too?
はい、お願いします。
Hmm? What was all that about? I thought back on what happened in the foyer. Akane-chan was always so energetic and cheerful. She was a nice, friendly girl who lightened up whenever you talked to her. And that girl had looked a little down in the dumps. I've never seen her react that way before. It wouldn't have fazed me if we were just talking, but she was acting really weird after we bumped into one another. She doesn't hate me, right? That didn't seem quite right. At the very least, she wasn't outright disgusted by me. What made her act that way then?
胸焼けがしますわ。
Are you okay?
ええ、なんとか。それにしても、あの商品を企画した人間は何を考えてますの？
Trying to come up with a gimmick, I'm sure. If you took a picture like the one earlier and posted it on social media, it would spread like wildfire.
理解に苦しみますわね。
The amusement commoners got from willingly digging into an obvious recipe for disaster probably made no sense to royalty.
ところでゲロ、いつも元気のいい子、今日は体調でも崩してましたの？
You mean Akane-chan?
いつも二人で楽しそうに騒いでいるでしょ？
Mina-chan felt that way about us too? I've got no idea. Why don't you ask her directly?
そうですか。
She left. I had a lot on my mind, but what stood out most of all, can things stay the same between us? The next day, I went to sleep feeling a little gloomy, so I wasn't really at the top of my game. I wish someone would praise me for showing up to radio calisthenics anyway. Habits were incredible things. The way my body automatically sprung into motion was a somewhat nostalgic sensation. Was this what it felt like back when I took part in club activities?
先輩、おはようございます。
She was wearing her usual cheerful smile. Akane-chan didn't seem at all bothered by what happened yesterday. Morning, Akane-chan. I acted like my usual self, and I was sure that was the right call.
今日もしっかり頑張りましょうね。
Haha, someone's full of energy.
はい、当然です。元気だけが取り柄ですから。
That's obviously not true. You've got plenty of wonderful qualities. You're easy to talk to, sociable, and a considerate, nice girl. You're courteous and pleasant to your upperclassmen without acting timid toward them. There really aren't many girls like that. All of the younger girls I know tend to be conceited.
そうなんですか。
I guess that's why I hope you'll stay just the way you are. For whatever reason, Akane-chan looked upset by my response. Had I screwed up?
おーい、そろそろ始めるよ。
はーい、すぐ行きます。先輩、行きましょう。
Oh yeah. A single conversation could really leave an impact on a person, huh? This was a tough one. But then, once radio calisthenics began,
5、6、7、8。
Akane-chan moved about in her usual energetic way. When I saw her like this, it made it seem like nothing was wrong. Even so, I couldn't help but worry. Was she only acting this way because she was concentrating on an activity she liked? I may as well try and talk to her again after we were done.
5、6、7、
Ah! Our eyes unexpectedly locked mid-exercise.
先輩なんで私を見て
Ah! Crap, I'd been staring back at her since earlier. It looked like she'd completely lost focus on the task at hand. The writing was on the wall. I would have to do something about this, huh? Far sleepy. I was far too absorbed in reading manga and stayed up later than I should have. Morning radio calisthenics were pretty rough on me as a result. Oh yeah, speaking of radio calisthenics, I wonder if something happened to Akane-chan. As far as I knew, this was the first time she'd ever been late. Maybe she just overslept. It was a free at-will activity, and she wasn't required to show up. Just, it did worry me a little. Our time together, both in the mornings and evenings, had gotten shorter. When we did talk, the conversations didn't last long. That was because we could sense that the relationship we'd had up until this point was changing slightly. Next is math, huh? At the rate I'm going, I'll wrap up by bedtime. Something small was stuck between my notebooks. What's this? I pulled it out. It was an envelope with a cute design. Is this...
ねえオーラ、
Yes!
どうしたの？
今何か机の中に隠しましたか？
It's nothing. I'm not hiding anything, really. Did he get a love letter from someone? Crap, what should I do? I bet it would be awfully difficult to deceive a professional bodyguard.
ああ、わかったわ。さっき帰ってきた小テストの答案を隠してるんでしょ。
Yeah, maybe. Please stop. This is bad for my heart. That's the sort of look you use when cross-examining someone, not when you're skeptical of them.
まあいいでしょう。市松殿がシルビー様に危害を加えるとは考えにくいですし。
失礼よエル。オールはお友達なんだからそんなことするわけないでしょ。
備えは常に怠るべきではありません。
もう堅苦しいんだから。
So, did you need something?
ああ、そうそう。オーラ、今週末の予定は空いてる？
I'm not up to anything in particular at the moment.
よかった。あのね、実は午前中に少し時間が空きそうなの。エルと一緒にオーラの部屋にお邪魔してもいいかしら？
市松殿を申し訳ない。シルビア様がどうしてもと聞いてくれないのです。
No, I don't mind at all. While listening to Sylvie and Elsan ramble on, a thought suddenly occurred to me in the back of my mind. It looked like I had successfully managed to hide you-know-what inside my desk, which meant my next issue was... When can I actually check what it is? Huh? Now is about right. The sun was setting. If I didn't have anything to attend to, it would have been nice to quietly watch the golden colors on the roof with Ria. But after getting something like this, well... During lunchtime it made for a good opportunity to be alone and open the envelope. And inside I found just what I'd expected, a letter. Now my heart's racing. It only made sense I'd be nervous. This was the first love letter of Ichimatsu Oro's life. Lovely, girly letters, all in a row. The only thing written there was one simple message. I will come to the classroom after school. It would make me happy if you were there waiting for me. No one was secretly challenging me to something, right? I couldn't quite tell based on the feel of the letter. I mean, it wasn't like any of the girls especially hated me. Actually, there may be a lot. Jogasaki still hated my guts, and there were lots of girls outside the dorm who didn't think much of me. I wish I knew who wrote this letter. The sender wasn't listed, and the only hint I had was their handwriting. There's obviously no telling from writing alone. It was due to that letter that the morning felt terribly long and hazy. Ah! There she was! I needed to cool it. First I had to stay calm and figure out who it was. Akane-chan?
お待たせしました。
Akane-chan was the one who had given me the letter. It wasn't like this was completely unexpected, but it was definitely still surprising.
手紙読んでいただけましたか？
Ah, yeah.
どうでしょうか？
Huh? About what? We both had question marks above our heads.
あれ、手紙読んでいただいたんですよね。
Yeah, that's why I was waiting here.
じゃあ、私の伝えたいこと伝わってると思うんですけど。
Huh?
文章を書くの上手じゃないですけど、1枚目に全てを込めたつもりです。
I think this is all that I got though.
はい、それ私が入れた手紙です。
This was all that was inside.
あれ、1枚だけ。私、最初の1枚を入れ忘れてます。 徹夜で書いたのに、机の上に置きっぱなしだ。もうやだ。
She was sobbing. Sorry, Akane-chan, but I felt all of the tension suddenly drain from my body.
忘れちゃったものは仕方ありません。ここまで来たんだから自分で伝えます。
She had guts.
私こういうのは初めてなので、うまく伝わるかどうか不安ですけど。頑張れ、私。
I figured I should hear her out until the end, so I waited where I stood.
ですね、私栗生茜は先輩のことが好きです。
Looks like I was right, and I expected her follow-up reply to be just as predictable.
よろしければ私とお付き合いをしていただけないでしょうか。
Yup, right again. Thanks to that, my doubts immediately disappeared. Can I ask something?
はい、なんでしょう。
What about me did you fall in love with? I should have just given her a yes or no answer, but I needed to know why she felt that way.
先輩は私にとってヒーローだからです。
I am?
はい、先輩は当たり前だったのかもしれませんけど、私にとっては特別でした。
Do you mean the blackout? That was the only thing that came to mind. I'd only comforted Akane-chan while she cried, and that was all.
そうです。あの日がきっかけでした。理由も聞かずに、ただ慰めてくれました。あの時から私、先輩のそばにいたいなって、一緒にいれたらいいなって思ってたんです。かっこよくって誰にでも優しくて素敵だなって。先輩のこといつも目で追いかけちゃうんです。
Aren't you just overly romanticizing me?
いえ、私にはそう見えるんです。
I felt an overwhelming sense of happiness and embarrassment. Was this how it felt to be complimented by someone?
たくさんお話できるようになって、一緒にラジオ体操してくれるようになって、それから私の中で先輩のことがどんどん大きくなってきたんです。でも先輩のことを意識し始めてから、私ちょっとおかしくなっちゃいまして。普通に話せてたはずなのに無理してる感じで、何を話せばいいのかなってわからなくなっちゃうこと何回もあって。
I recalled her recent behavior and noticed she seemed more tongue-tied than usual. Especially the other day when our fingers suddenly touched. I had never seen her so shy before.
先輩に変な子だって思われたらどうしようとかいろいろ考えちゃってちょっと寝不足です。
I see.
うまく言えたかわかりませんけど私の気持ちはこんな感じです。それでですね、先輩のお気持ちを聞かせていただけますか？
Knowing all that, how should I respond? Now that I'd heard Akane-chan's feelings on the subject, I decided to give her an answer true to my heart. To be honest, I'm not really sure. I'm obviously really happy you feel that way about me. I think you're a great girl and you're super cute too. But when I ask myself if those are romantic feelings, I'm honestly not sure. You said that I'm cool, but that's not true at all. I admired that golden radiance and I was trying desperately to be cool. She'd only seen my good side and I just happened to look that way. Besides, I'm sorry, but I still don't know you very well. You're my underclassman, we live in the same dorm and you love track. That's all I really know. So I can't really respond to your feelings right away.
それなら私のことをもっと知ってください。
Her eyes were direct and pure.
先輩、お付き合いしてる方はいないんですよね。
Right, I'm not.
それなら先輩がまだ知らない私を知れば好きになってもらえるチャンスがあると思うんです。ですから私に時間をください。
Are you okay with that? I was in no position to make any grand gestures and was just postponing my response.
頑張るのは自由ですよね。
Huh?
先輩が私のことを好きになってくれるように私が頑張るのはいいですよね。
Well,
私諦めが悪いんです。まだ入り込める場所が少しでもあるなら私は精一杯努力して先輩に振り向いてもらいます。
her declaration of love was direct and dazzling. I wondered, why me? Wasn't she under the wrong impression given the predicament we had been in? What if someone else other than me had taken charge?
でももし先輩に好きな人がいるなら仕方ないですけど。
There's nobody like that.
本当ですか？
Mm-hmm. Regardless, I couldn't answer her here and now.
じゃあ少しでいいんです。これから私のことを見てください。私を見て知ってください。先輩のために私一生懸命頑張ります。
Sure, I'll give you a little of my time too.
よろしくお願いします、先輩。
The idea of letting her down was scary.